Okay. Welcome back, everyone. It's been kind of a long time since we have been here on Twitch with you, but we are back. So, folks, how are we doing today?
We are live and kicking.
Live and kicking. For those people who did not know, we've had a kind of a 3-week break. Shane and Christina both came down with COVID and survived it. So we are thanking our lucky stars and definitely thrilled that they were able to make it back. We can see that Ricky has not fallen to the scourge of COVID yet. So we're keeping him close eye on him, making sure that he doesn't fall out. That's right. So, before we get started, just to quickly thank those who are joined us on our stream, and also we'd like to thank Ann B. Meyer for her wonderful maps that we are using here on the Mystic Syndicate stream. So thank you very much to Anna. Make sure to go over to her website, and you can find the website linked right at the top of our stream, and also in our, I believe it's also on our About page, and you can also find us on Facebook. I think we also have a Discord and a Reddit, which is really strange that we actually have a Reddit, but that's kind of cool.
And YouTube. Hello, YouTube.
Oh, and YouTube. Yes, that's right. That's where we park all these wonderful videos after we get done producing them. Yeah. So also a big thanks goes out to our chat members who come on and let us know if everything is good or everything's crashing and burning around us. So thank you guys and gals out there who are watching over us, which is very nice. So I think Ricky has volunteered to give us the
recap.
The recap. So go ahead, Ricky.
Yeah, so it's been a while. We skipped two weeks, so this is the third week, and let's sum it up. It was a swimming competition, and we killed a green hag. But also, since we've been gone for a while, we're on a journey to Willop on the map. You could see we're on a boat, and there was another boat, so we tried to get to the boat. A lot of us failed. Shane made it over there first, and his character paid the price, took a lot of damage, but we saved him. And now we're on a mystery boat. And yeah.
Well, okay. So to actually sort of clarify, you are not on your way to Willop. You're actually on your way to Critwall.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So
the kids are on the way to Willop, aren't they?
No.
Oh.
The bad guys are trying to take
they are also on the way to Critwall as well. So yes,
okay.
You were able to, I believe that was also in the last adventure, was it not, that you all were able to save the kids from being abducted by agents of the Barbarian Kings?
I want to say it was two different sessions.
Nope, it was last session.
All in one.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, double swimming competition.
Double swimming. Yeah, you guys are really bad at doing that.
We all lost. Like, nobody won. Everyone failed their checks. We were swimming. Couldn't even get grappled.
No.
Yeah.
It was rough. It was a rough.
At least we were trying.
Exactly. Yeah. At least, you got an A for effort. That's important.
Throwing up shit at the wall. Some of it will stick, but most of it will not.
Will not stick. That is true. All right. Well, good. So it looks like we are about ready to continue on with the adventure. So when we last left you, you were standing on board the ship that you all had freed from the grasp of the night hag. Or not night hag, the green hag. Thank goodness it's not a night hag. Yeah. So, yes. So you are standing. Is everybody on? I don't remember. I don't think everybody was on the ship, were they? No,
Yeah.
I think all of you were. Yeah, because
including my buddy.
yeah,
Or-
Yeah, we had the
including
flanking
Yep.
bonus.
that is true.
Stuart Little, what's his name?
Stuart Little.
Wasn't he a giant with a weird name? Or was it the orc friend that got on?
Orc
friend.
Orc friend.
Oh, okay.
Gorthaw.
Gorthaw.
Yeah.
The giant's name is Tiny.
Yes.
Stuart Little.
Stuart Little. That's nice.
Close.
Yep. Very good. Okay, so so now that you have defeated this green hag, you now find yourself on this ship. It is tied off, or actually, ropes have been cast off from the chaste mermaid, and have so they have secured it. So it's not like you're just free floating and not knowing what you're doing. So you don't have to worry about that.
So now we investigate what happened to the original crew.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're being very cautious.
Okay, very, very good. So as you take a look around, you were able to see that actually on the body of the hag, you find a necklace with a strange gem resting in a gold setting. And the gem pulses a strange black light, or like a black light glow when it's around the hag's neck.
Sorry about that. I will go ahead and cast Detect Magic on it.
It is very magical.
I guess I needed to be able to detect evil, but I don't have that.
Okay. No evil for you.
I'm gonna say I don't either. Yeah,
Okay.
that's unfortunate. So we're just throwing it in the ocean, right?
Is
You
anyone
said
able
black
to
light.
check a knowledge to see if they know what it is?
Yeah, I was gonna ask Minas if she could come over and have a look at it.
Okay. It may take a couple of minutes more for them to actually secure some sort of rope bridge to the bow of the ship, but it probably within 10 minutes they're able to finally get a few other crew members and Minas aboard to take a look at this item. So she walks on board and walks over to you all and says, "Oh, I saw you fall, Apton. I was very concerned there for a moment. Are you feeling any better?"
Oh, peachy keen.
She looks down at the hag and says, "Oh my, this is quite the catch you have here." Said, "Oh, what a pretty necklace." And she reaches out to touch it, and she pulls it away, the actual stone away from the chest of the green hag. The black light effect dissipates, and now it's just a black stone. And she reaches around and unclasps it and looks at it and says, "Well, let's give it a test. Anyone want to try it on, or shall it be me?"
Can you identify what it is before putting it on?
Well, let me see. You see her cast a spell upon it and sort of looks at it and she says, "Oh, it's mostly a trinket more than anything. Yes, it's magical, but what it does is it detects the alignment of the wearer."
Oh,
It's an interesting choice of item to wear.
Mm-hmm. Most likely, she was probably wearing it because the color. I believe that probably some of the other colors you may see, of course, evil was probably the black light color. Are any of you good? Unfortunately, it's not going to work on me.
I am of good alignment.
So she hands it over
Little
to you
boy.
and says, "Here, Apton, try this on and see what it does."
Well, let's see if Apton's gonna go on a killing spree. Um,
Oh, that would be fun.
He's like the
Mighty Mouse.
the little trolls that change into evil things.
Yeah. That'd be great.
What are they called?
Gremlins.
Gremlins?
Gremlin.
Yeah.
He's a gremlin. He just shakes his head.
Yeah. Goes berserk. Starts murdering everybody.
Remember, he's at 2 health.
No, I is at 1.
Yeah, 1. So
Yikes.
I will go ahead and try it on.
Okay. So as soon as you try it on, you realize, or you notice that the stone in the center is no longer black. It now turns a bright yellow in
Very
color.
oh,
And she says, yep, that's kind of what I thought. So really, it's one of those useful stones if you are trying to maybe persuade someone that your intentions are good or intentions are evil. I don't think the hag really cared. Like I said, I think she was probably just attached to the beautiful black light glow. But it looks good on you, though, Apton. And she sort of looks you over and notices that blood is still kind of coursing from you. She says, "Here, you need this more than probably anyone," and she hands you a stoppered vial.
I'll go ahead and give it a little sniff.
Okay. So very good. And let's see what we get from our dice
Take
roller.
2 points of damage.
I've been looking through my character on D&D Beyond. I can't find my alignment. I think I'm like neutral.
It would
Good.
be under notes, I believe.
Description?
So,
Notes.
Apton, you're able to get 9 hit points back.
Woo!
So there you go.
I may not have chosen it.
Really?
Oh, character
If you're going to-
details. Lawful
it's-
neutral.
Ooh, lawful neutral. All right. Well, that's not too totally bad. But unfortunately, this really just kind of gives you a detection between good and evil. So if
Gotcha.
you fall within that realm, the stone itself would not actually. It would just show a neutral color, which would be its base color, which is like onyx.
Gotcha.
Yep.
I'm
So-
boring.
Yes.
So I
totally
should
boring.
wear it because if I go evil, then you'll know.
Yeah. If he loses his battle with the forces of darkness, you'll know immediately.
Come
Right.
to the dark
Oh.
side.
This would be a good thing for my character to wear the stone to help disprove me being a criminal. So I'll ask Apton, hey, can I wear it next?
Sure.
Cool.
And I'll go ahead and toss it to him and look around the hag some more and see if I notice anything else strange or noticeable about her.
Okay. Let's see. You also find that she has a small leather, like a leather pouch, but it's a large leather pouch, tied like in around her. She has like a makeshift sort of dress that is kind of just tattered and falling apart, but it is definitely a small leather pouch. And inside you find 2 platinum pieces.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Both of the
Money.
platinum pieces, though, are coins minted in the kingdom of Uz.
And that is going to be the orcs, correct?
Well, actually, that is more. It is definitely an evil kingdom, and it you'll have probably a lot more undead sort of creatures, possibly.
The kingdom of is.
I use E for those people who are keeping score. And you also find a vial. A stoppered vial which has a thick green liquid in it.
Does the vial look pretty vile?
Well, you see that when you turn it, when you turn it in your hands and like that, the thickness is kind of reminiscent of maybe almost not a hardened Jello, but it's sort of like gack.
Nickelodeon slime.
Yeah, it's like exactly. It just kind of flows like gack, and it's pretty nasty looking.
Hey, what is that, Apton?
Can I go ahead and try making a knowledge arcana or a knowledge nature?
You can do an arcana. See what you get.
Arcan maybe? 9? Arcanot.
No. Unfortunately, you have not seen you're almost kind of thinking, okay, if this potion is maybe it's old and it is starting to maybe more crystallize than anything. That's kind of where you're feeling, but you're not even really too sure.
I'll ask him if I can take it and have a look.
Sure. Oh yeah.
Right.
Well, you have to ask
Apton.
Okay. Oh, and you didn't do much better. You're kind of looking at it, holding it up to the sunlight, and you're
I'm cross-eyed.
Like, this is really weird. And as you look at it with the sunlight behind it, you can see that it is a little bit translucent, and you can see like strange golden red flakes.
Alchemist fire.
In the okay.
Sorry.
I'll go ahead and put that in with my bag, and we'll get it checked out when we get to Critwall.
Okay.
We could study it on the journey.
Very
I'm sure
good.
What do you call it when you say take 5 or something? Take 10?
Take
I'll
20,
do it.
but I don't think that exists anymore in
Not
D&D.
take 20, but you could take 10, so it'd be like, I'll take as long as you want me to until my character rolls a 10, sort of thing.
Ah.
Because you have to wait, what is it? You have to wait 30 minutes before trying a task again. But we're on a boat for like 8 hours, so it's like...
Yeah. But I'm not really too sure if that is a 5th edition sort of thing. Maybe that's like a house rule thing. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, usually I like for people to kind of, it's like, yes, you failed it, so you should wait. I have been in some games though. I'd played a couple of. I'm trying to remember the name of the game.
Call of Cthulhu.
No. Yeah, because if you fail in Call of Cthulhu, you just go insane and you die. I think it was Rifts. You ever played Rifts?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, the guy who was running the game, he's a really good DM, or GM, but he would just kind of let you keep rolling until you got a success, and it was kind of like, well, what's the point?
Just let me succeed then.
Yeah, just let me succeed. I don't care.
One of us should be able to identify it between the 3 of us.
Yeah.
I'm not much of a magic person, so I don't.
You can always
know
roll a
this
natural
stuff.
20 and be like, I've seen that before in my past.
You want me to try?
Hey, it's always a possibility. You just never know.
She
Wow,
knows
she
better
did better than the rest of you. Unfortunately, she doesn't really know that much about it.
Can she tell the School of Magic at 12?
No.
Okay.
Because she's not really... Yeah, she has a +0.
Not magic user.
in Arcana. So that would be no. And if she had made a 20, I would have been like, yeah, okay, yeah, you've heard of this, you've seen this. It's it's got some street value.
Yeah, street cred.
I think
Don't
that
open
necklace
it.
is
Don't let
freak out.
oxygen touch it. Whatever you do.
Yeah, whatever you do, don't open it. Okay, so
I want to go looking around the boat, like downstairs, and see if anyone's down there. Although I'm keeping my sword out in case I get ambushed again. In case I get ambushed.
Yeah.
Good.
So
okay, so
I guess
yeah,
we'll-
you've actually pulled everything that you can off of the hag. So are you going to now kick it into the lake?
well, does what's her name want to play with it? Venus?
She is kind of looking at it, thinking that being that it this type of creature, hags are not of this world. They're actually fae. So she is not very well versed, and especially the necromantic abilities when it comes to fae creatures. She is strictly just prime material planes, so she does not really seem interested, except though she does mention that before you kick it over, she produces like a small penknife and removes the eyes. Said might be able to use these, but other than that, I don't feel that I am up to the task of raising something of this caliber. And
Okay.
so she takes them and puts them in, wraps them in a cloth, and sort of tucks them into a small pouch that she has. She says, I know that these at least do have some sort of alchemic properties that I might be able to use in the future.
Cool.
So after that, you go ahead and kick the body into the lake, where it sinks below the...
Getting some Jason vibes.
Yeah.
You mean ocean?
I was gonna say Dexter, but sure.
Dexter. Yeah.
We didn't chop her
Alright.
up, so I guess.
Yeah. Okay, so you all start looking around the ship. Athena, you went ahead and went below decks, and as you go below, I need you to make a... I'm going to say it's a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, this is nice. She's learning. I like this. This is
What would that
Christie's
be?
first D&D campaign for everyone. So no.
That one?
That is true.
So she
I
is
think that-
learning.
yeah.
I think it's
saving
like a wisdom. It'd be like a wisdom. save.
No, there's a Constitution saving
There
throw
should.
modifier.
Oh yeah, you
Right.
found it.
She got
Constitution. Okay. So as you sort of get halfway down the staircase into the hold of the ship, you are overcame by a powerful wave of just the smell of rot, decay, and death, and you vomit on the staircase. And you
Take
have
a
to
nap for a
actually
while.
you actually retreat back up the stairs, and as you guys are about ready to, after you've kicked the hag out, you are starting to head to the staircase. She comes running up and is just heaving on over the side of the ship, and
Nice.
you were like, oh, that's not a good sign.
Well, I'll give it a go next.
Whoever's down there's been there for a while.
Okay.
All right.
Mag's been sitting here for a while.
18
Okay, so
Constitution.
yeah, Armos is able to get down to the bottom. Yeah, it's thick, but it's not so bad that you believe that you may have smelled worse.
Yeah.
He
but
doesn't have a wolf nose. That's
you-
his excuse.
yeah.
And
As
secret's
you
not
as you
opening
get
your
down
mouth.
to about the center part of the stairs, I also need you to make a reflex save.
This is fun.
Yeah.
Save. There's senses.
It's up above that.
Saving throws.
Reflex would be
Dexterity?
dexterity.
Yeah.
Okay. It's just built right in then.
Okay.
12.
Okay. Unfortunately, though, you slip on Athena's vomit and
Nice.
end up tumbling
Nice.
down to the bottom of the stair. You only take 1 hit point of damage, though.
Well, that's nice.
And
now,
you die.
And now you have just a
And
little
broken.
bit of vomitus upon you.
I'm
But-
paraplegic.
You're okay. You're what?
I hit my neck. I'm
Is it lit
paraplegic.
down there, or is it completely dark?
It is dark.
All right,
I can see.
I'll go ahead and light my little lantern I got from the camping guy,
Okay.
and I will go ahead and try and make my way down the stairs
Okay.
slowly.
Yeah, you heard him kind of slip and tumble, so you kind of realize that you need to be very, very careful, especially in the state that you are currently in. I think you have 10 hit points. Yeah, that's all you need. Yeah,
Probably.
kind of good that you went ahead and took that vial instead of tumbling down the flight of stairs and die at the bottom, which would have been hilarious.
Go ahead and roll 50 times, see if you live.
You couldn't make it up. If he died from that, oh my god.
It would have been classic. Yeah.
Killed by your own wife's character's vomit.
It should be the death of me.
Exactly. Till death do us part.
Okay, so
Yeet.
yeah, do a roll a perception check to make sure that you do not fall victim to the staircase vomit.
I got dark vision. You didn't even ask me for my perception check.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Oh yeah,
Break.
see, he just kind of like
Perception
just
check.
slides past it. He's like, "Oh look, Athena's vomit. Oh, you didn't see that? That's a bummer.
Should have used the lantern.
Should have used it."
My eyes are lanterns.
Apparently not so good.
No. I do have +0 on perception though, so
It's like you were looking to slip and fall down that staircase. Yeah.
Workman's
Yeah.
comp.
Okay, so yeah, go ahead and make a make that Constitution save also, Apton. Once you get down, just to see if you can keep your stomach contents.
throw up on me, bitch. Throw up.
Oh, geez. Okay, so yeah, he gets down to he gets past the vomit, but he gets down to about the next 2 steps and just nope, I'm out. And so he goes flying back up the steps, literally spewing as he goes. And so he leaves Armos down there just kind of surveying the scene.
It's all up to you, Armos.
Yeah.
Did my vomit land on him?
No. You were actually able to turn and you were trying to run up the stairs and you just couldn't make it to the top of the stairs. I mean, you rolled a 6. That is like classic vomit. You know, it's happening.
I don't feel so safe coming down here since both of my real people failed me. I'm gonna ask the NPCs if they want to join the big guy. What was his name?
Gorthal.
Gorthal. I'm gonna ask Gorthal if he wants to come down and meet us as well.
Okay. So they come on down and
I'm gonna say, watch your step, and it smells bad.
right. Yeah, exactly. So let's see. Let me go ahead and roll these wonderful dice.
With advantage.
And...
This is
Okay,
DM
so
abuse.
what's that?
This is DM abuse. I'm filing. Of
Okay,
course,
so
that's
Minas is able to roll a 22 on
Jeez.
her on the Constitution, so that's not so bad.
Dead bodies? Come on. You know me.
Yeah, and let's see how. Oh, okay, and our friend Gorthal was able to roll a 21. So both of them are able to, and you kind of figured that probably both of them would be able to handle something of this nature.
That's good.
Being that Minas works with the dead pretty often, and Gorthal is a half orc, so they know all about this sort of stuff. So as you get down there, so as they all come down and are looking, you start to see more towards the forward part of the ship, the bow of the ship. You start to see the bodies of what you guess is the crew. So as you continue along, you see that there's probably close to 18 bodies down here.
Ah.
Yeah.
Nice.
The crew has been killed along with all the officers. You do know that if you head back towards the stern of the ship, you can get to the officers or the captain's quarters. So you may also want to check there for clues, maybe a ship's log or captain's log. The captain's log, yes.
I'll roll for 11 on investigation.
Okay, well, at least you're able to find the office.
That's good. I'm going to ask how Minas thinks everyone died. Cause of death?
As she's picking her way through the bodies and stuff, she says, this definitely looks as though they were the victims of the hag that you dispatched. She says, "Oh, this is such a tragedy. So many of them." Gorthal is looking around, and he's like, "Do you want me to start bringing them up to the top?"
Yes, I suppose so. Everyone here deserves a proper burial.
Yes. So he picks up one in one arm, one in the, and just kind of holding them like, so, and then starts to walk them up the stairs. Apton and Athena, you have now steeled yourself against the smell, and so now you can get advantage on your rolls if you want to head down.
Sure, I'll give it another try.
Okay. You've been able to take your your Vicks vapor rub and run it under your nose.
Well, not so great.
Yeah, it's not happening for you all, but yeah, unfortunately, it's just doesn't seem to be helping. Yeah, Athena, you want to give it one more shot because you have advantage.
Oh, another one? Oh,
yeah, you have advantage, so you get to take the. Oh, okay. So Athena is
There
able
we
to. She just wraps a towel around her face and starts heading down into the darkness. And as you start heading down, you are passed by Gorthal, who is carrying two of the very desiccated bodies, and she starts to lay them out on the deck. So.
Can we identify which one is the captain?
Yeah, it shouldn't be really too hard. They have like uniforms. You can tell which ones are just regular sailors and which ones are officers. So after probably about 5 or 6 minutes, you're able to locate the body of the captain.
I will go ahead and bless some water and pray over each of the dead bodies that he's bringing up.
Great. Okay. Very, very good. So while you were doing that, the crew from the Chased Mermaid are starting to bring burlap sacks over, large burlap sacks, to use sort of as body bags or shrouds.
Nice.
Yeah. So you do that, and what are you guys doing below deck? you were able to find the office or the captain's quarters.
I'm gonna ask Athena if she could have a look around with me.
What's the difference between perception and investigation?
Perception is just something that if you are just sort of looking around and you just happen to notice it.
Perception's also smell and hearing.
Yeah, it's the senses. Where if you're investigating, that means you're actually physically looking for something.
Like patting down a body.
Yeah. Stuff
It's
like
just
that.
weird that like my perception would be better than my investigation, but I can try investigating.
Wow.
You're good at noticing
Okay.
things you're not good at.
Okay,
Like-
so Armos, you did very, very well, and you were able to locate very quickly the ship's log, and which was sitting on top of the captain's desk.
Yeah.
Okay,
So I'll take
and inside you find. Let's see. A cursory glance at the ship's log notes that a strange storm had overtaken the ship 2 days ago, and that was the last entry. And before that, the log read like any other normal voyage. So you're thinking that this creature came with the storm.
I am the storm.
Sure you are.
All right. Well, it's unfortunate. These guys are a bunch of noobs. We killed the thing. We're gonna give him a burial. Is it unethical to look around the ship for valuables?
We're going to loot the dead. Yeah, it would probably be frowned upon, being that these crew members and they had families. Some of them had families, and
Right.
so it would not. As far as because as your alignment would dictate, it would probably not be something that someone of your alignment would undertake.
Yeah, because I'm lawful, so
Yeah,
I'll help carry bodies.
Yeah. Okay. So you all help Gorthaw, while you can see that Minas is in the captain's quarters looking for the crew list. And so she's able to, after a while, find the list of crew members on this voyage. And she takes that and the logbook back over to the captain of the Chased Mermaid.
So I'll ask the captain of the Chased Mermaid, what do we plan on doing with this ship?
Well, he looks and says, unfortunately, it's way too heavy for us to continue. We can't tow it back in.
Mm-hmm.
I could possibly spare some crew, and they could try to pilot it in to Willop. That is, of course, the closest. Of course, the captain. He was not the owner of the ship. It's actually owned by a shipping company, so it will have to be turned back over to the company.
Salvage rights.
Yep.
Jungle rules.
Y'all are pirates now.
Yeah, I guess so.
So, but he explains it to you in that way. He said if we had more crew, we could have possibly have taken it and actually sailed it. Well, unfortunately, that's kind of where we're at. And if we split the crew and half of them, and a portion of them take it to Willop, that's part of the crew that we're missing. So unfortunately, the passengers will have to also help with watch and things of that nature, if that's something you're willing to do. Of course, the children will not have to, but that would be cruel.
We should probably just let the ship sail and let somebody else find it. We can't afford to have the ship low manned with the cargo we have on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And by doing so, you will. There's also a chance that it would increase your time in the lake itself.
We
I'd
can
say
just
too
write a
risky.
note and nail it to the mast or the helm, and hopefully somebody finds it and takes it back to Willop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the captain was saying and said, I'm almost kind of thinking, though, with what has happened or transpired on board, the company may not even want the boat. So I'm almost kind of thinking that maybe we should sink it.
You want me to set it on fire? I can set it on fire.
And immediately Armos is like, yes, over here. I would like to set it on fire. He says, let's,
well, if we're going to set it on fire, why can't we loot it first?
Well, I meant the bodies would be the only thing to loot.
Oh.
I mean, we could look for food and supplies, I guess. Yeah.
Well, sure, yeah. You could take, like, food and supplies and things of that nature off of it. But actually looting the bodies? Really, Athena? Really?
No, not the bodies. Their rooms,
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we'll look around. We'll see. There might be like, I don't know, something useful for the crew.
Okay,
Rope.
very good. Yeah. So,
Yeah. We'll take the sails. Why not?
well, I mean, the sails could definitely come in handy. And also being that you're just going to either let it set adrift or set it on fire, what would be the point of leaving such useful items aboard? What are you going to do with the bodies of the crew?
We'll take them aboard.
We could leave them on the ship, set the ship on fire, and give them a Viking burial.
Are we Vikings?
What are these Vikings you speak of?
It's a form of oceanic burial, I guess. That way we don't have to have the stinky bodies on our ship.
Stinky bodies.
Yeah, stinky bodies. Wasn't Minas could preserve, right?
Yeah, she can actually cast General Repose.
Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like there might be some form of reward in good faith for returning the bodies, as opposed to just burning them.
But we're not going to Willop.
True, but
do we know where this ship is from, Willop? Because
no.
I thought he said that they could take it to Willop because that's just the nearest town.
Right.
Not that's where it was from.
No, actually, the ship the home port is Axport, right here.
Mm-hmm.
Look, everyone, it's right here on the map.
On the map.
So that's further than where we're going.
Yeah, as you can tell by the journey, the actual ship's log, that they start in Axport, they end up going to Bright Century, Willop, and then finally making their way to the Free City of Divers here. Yeah, so it's kind of, but unlike your ship, which is mostly passenger, theirs is cargo.
Gotcha. So I guess
take the cargo.
Yes. I'll ask the captain if she would like to take the crew, the bodies, or if she would like them to be buried with the ship.
Okay, well, he just says that it is probably more customary if we were at actual sea, it would be different. We would probably, and also being that our journey is only another 2 days, I'm sure that Miss Minas here will be able to cast her gentle repose upon them, which will keep them from further deteriorating. I believe it would probably be in our best bet, in our best interest, to actually bring them aboard and store them.
Yep, that sounds good.
Put them all in Henry's room.
Sure.
Yeah, that would work.
Yep.
18 bodies all crammed into.
Well, it's the only
Packed
room
like
that I can think of that doesn't have a live person
have a
in
living
it.
person in it right now. Yeah,
Yeah,
that is true.
19 dead bodies all packed into a room.
That is true.
Sorry, Henry. You needed company.
You guys are going to set them up in different positions and stuff. Just
Stack them up Lincoln Log style or something.
Making a
Somebody-
fortress out of them.
Somebody in chat has some weird things to say about what they want done with the bodies, so
Put the
cool.
bodies in weird sexual positions and set them up.
to each their own, I guess.
Oh my gosh.
Put them in barrels and pickle them.
I'm a check. County control. Yes. Yeah. Okay, so that is the thing. Why is that?
That's
showing up?
some people are necromancers and some people are necrophiliacs, I guess.
It happens. Alrighty. Okay, so yes, the cruise starts to bring the bodies on board. Minas is able to perform the spell to keep them from further deteriorating, and after all of this is done, everything is and the ship is cleared of valuables and goods. The captain comes back up to you, Armos, and says, well, it's been decided. Myself and the lieutenant here have, we believe it would probably be better if we fire the ship. So, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Go for it, Armos.
Pew pew! Do I have to roll to hit?
No.
Okay, thank you.
So, what are you using to start the fire?
What? My cantrip. Bolt of fire. What is it?
Flame bolt.
Flame bolt. So flame bolt. I forget how I can share it. The description of it. Display, I think.
There you go.
And then
yeah, it's cantrip.
And then control flames.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, yeah, so you can actually sort of guide the flames to where you want where it to go.
It's like butter, yeah, from
like
a distance.
It's like butter. Okay.
It's like butter, and I can do that from 60 feet away.
Nice.
Fire bending, baby.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you, Vitram, for adding more. Yes, best part about necrophilia is they can't say no. Thank you. Okay.
The whole world says no. How about that one?
Wow. And the darkness continues to fall. Okay, so yeah, the ship is cut loose, and you can see that it is now you're able to guide the flames along the deck, and after a while you see that it is completely consumed as the chased mermaid sails full sail and starts to make their turn or starts to make their way back towards the north.
Yeah.
All right, so on the map here, you guys are actually right around this area here. So you're really between Willop and the coast here, Scragholm Island. So what you're going to do is the ship is actually going to make its way up this channel, following, and then eventually go make its way to Critwall. And you have about 2 more days of water travel for that to actually happen. The winds, unfortunately, are not with you. So you are now kind of in a situation where they have to do a lot of tacking. So, hopefully.
Tacking maneuvers.
Yes.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, for those folks who actually know a little bit about sailing.
What about for those who don't know a little bit about sailing?
Yeah, Christy's all left out over there.
Christy's like, hello, that would be me.
Hi.
Oh my, okay.
Tacking is just turning to catch the wind.
Yeah.
So if you're against it, you go left, and then when you can't go left anymore, if you get close to land or you're not, optimized, then you tack and go about 90 degrees to the other side, or more, depending on where the wind is.
All right. So, you all start making your way back towards the north. You keep your eye on the ship, the burning ship, for as long as you can, until it eventually it either burns down to the water line, or you actually get out of line of sight, but you can still see the smoke climbing high into the sky, and that continues on until darkness falls.
Yeah, I'm sharing this moment with Minas, because that's my bae.
That's your bae. Okay.
She's my boat bae, though. Like, we're not. When we hit land, I don't know who she
He's gonna cut her loose. His boat bae.
Necro not feeling ya.
No. So you all end up after the dinner bells ring, and so you once again find yourself downstairs with the rest of the passengers. And now, of course, being that you are short Henry, the room is, and after the situation with the crew of the other ship, you see that the passengers aren't as talkative as they were the last couple of evenings. That there's kind of a solemn hush that has kind of fallen over the passengers. You notice that the captain and his lieutenant are not there either, so you're thinking that they're probably taking dinner in their quarters. You do see Gorthal, though. He is sitting there. Every once in a while he'll he just he looks over at Apton, and he says, "How is your stomach?"
It seems to be doing much better.
He's like, "Yes, did not realize so much vomit in such a little person."
You should see when I've eaten a lot, how much more comes out.
I can imagine. And so, while there's very small talk. The kids are even sitting there, kind of pushing their food around their plates. But you do see that they are attentive to your conversations back and forth.
I want to make sure that the kids are okay. Just kind of check on them and pat them on the back.
Right. Well, Jorth and Zathia are they take your attention. Very. They're very thankful for you checking on them, and asking how they're doing. They didn't really know Henry all that well, even though they did get a chat with him a little bit at some of the other chances to eat. But yeah, they're kind of saddened by the whole that, and of course the finding of the crew.
A lot of deaths for one day.
Yeah, I want to ask her the girl Zathia.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask her if she knows any songs appropriate for mourning and maybe something of hope.
It's dinner time. Why are you looking for morning songs?
I want to hurt you.
I want to hurt
But
you. So
Morning. Not morning.
morning. So she breaks out her lute and she says, "Yes, I believe I have something appropriate." She finishes with her meal and sort of turns in on the bench so that she has full access to her musical instrument and starts to play it's a very somber sort of tune. There are no lyrics to it, but as it goes, the tune changes. It sort of morphs into something a little bit more light. It starts dark, builds, and then ends with a more of a high note.
Strumming his pain with my fingers.
Not that bad.
Well, I'll thank her afterwards and gesture for a hug if she would like one.
She readily gives it to you, and then she, her brother and her end up excusing themselves and say that they wanted to, go back to their room. It's been a really trying and kind of traumatizing day, as Jorth puts it.
Mm-hmm. So before they leave, I would ask them if they would like me to stay in their room. I can set up my sleeping bag and stay with them for the night.
Both of them kind of look over and they said, "Oh, that's very kind of you. Thank you so much for offering." And then Zathia kind of looks over at Athena and was like, "But I was kind of really hoping Athena would stay with us."
Understandable.
Do you mind?
Okay.
Okay. So
Voluntold, bitch. Welcome to the Navy.
And as you were sitting there, you give this offer, Armos, and you see, of course, sitting right next to you is Minas, and she just bends over very gently and whispers in your ear, said, "That was very, very kind of you to do. You're so sweet."
I'm just a sweet guy.
So,
Just because I'm bad guy does not mean I am a bad guy.
Plot twist, I knew they'd say no. I was just getting brownie points. We playing the game.
playing the game. Oh my gosh. Alrighty, so you after dinner breaks and people are shuffling more, some go to their rooms, others actually go up on deck and are watching the stars and talking a little bit with crew members and asking them how they're doing. Some of you actually brought up some of the desserts and stuff from below and gave them to some of the crew who were on watch. There's just a feeling of togetherness with everyone on board. You kind of feel this is kind of a defining moment. Something like this is rare and is never actually or may not have ever happened before. The things that they've gone through over the last 24 hours.
Yeah.
So the next 2 days of travel pass without any issues. And finally you make your way up through the channel, past the Bright Sentry, all the way up past Herschel, and you see the large city of Critwall before you. As the ship slides into its moorings and longshoremen on the banks cast lines to the ship, and lines from the ship are cast to the dock.
We all know how that worked out the last time.
Mm.
You would be surprised. Those howitzer lines can pull you in.
Yep.
Like in real life. Woo!
Boop.
That's why everyone has a life vest on.
Yep. So you arrive a little bit after in the early morning, more like 8 o'clock in the morning, on the third star day in the month of readying. And so welcome to the city of Critwall. The docks are busy as supply ships from all over make port here. Dock workers help tie off the ship as carts are brought to the pier. Several people stand on the dock anxiously awaiting the passengers to depart. From the railing, Athena and Jorith wave to a woman standing at the edge of the gangplank. She waves back to them. She wears traveling clothing. A cart and 2 horses stand behind her. Both Jorith and Athena turn to you all and thank you again for saving their lives. Who knows what would have happened to us, they said, if we had been kidnapped that night. She said, well, it looks as though our ride is here. It was once again wonderful to meet you. But before we leave, though, we have to make sure that we know your names. Our father and mother will want to know who you are.
Well, I am Apton Philip Morris.
I am Armos Zarnan.
I am Athena Gray.
And so they each in turn give you hugs, and they head off down the gangplank as you pick up your gear and start making your way down the plank. The woman, a human woman who is waiting for the children, steps up and introduces herself. She says, "Hello, my name is Helenta. Are you friends of the children?"
Yes. New acquaintances.
Zathia says, "Yes, they actually saved us from being kidnapped." And Helenta looks at you and says, "What do you mean kidnapped? When did this happen?" And you see Zathia immediately breaks into the tale. Actually, both her and her brother are kind of fighting to tell the story. And finally, she's able to get kind of a gist of what had actually happened. And Helenta looks at you and says, "Oh, that's an extraordinary tale. Where are you all heading off to?"
Our main quest is to eventually head up to Chindal.
"Oh, that's wonderful. We're actually heading in that direction as well." And Zathia says, "I told them that." And Helenta is like, "Well, I see that. I believe that's your cart over there." And you see 2 carts that are setting off to the side. The horses are brought up from below and are walked off the cargo planks, and they're being attached. And you can also see the teamsters who kind of went ahead of you are now making sure that everything is once again placed. And you see Helenta sort of look you over and says, "Well, we're heading in the same direction. If you would like, you can just tell your teamsters to follow us. We would love to have your company."
Of course.
Sounds like traveling together would probably be best for all parties.
She says, I agree. That does make sense. And,
I would like to recommend one thing though. We've encountered problems out at sea. We may encounter more problems. So instead of you riding in front, we would like a protective detail in front of you and possibly behind if we can facilitate that. So you'll be in the middle of the convoy.
She is not adverse to that idea. She actually finds that that's completely acceptable. And so...
Very well.
Okay. Very, 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 very good.
We have a bad history with carts, and now all of a sudden this journey's starting with carts. I don't have a good feeling.
It's all about the carts, man.
It's in the numbers, man. Jason,
right.
What do the numbers mean? That's a Call of Duty reference. Throwback.
Ah.
I'm alone in that assessment.
Okay. So, which one are you all? Are you all going to be in yours, or are you all going to be in their cart? Are you all in the middle, or are you all in? Because what they can do is you could probably fit almost everybody in that cart. Probably.
I was thinking that that Athena should ride with them.
Okay.
That Apton could ride in the front cart. He's the most perceptive.
Okay.
And then I can ride in the last cart, or the cart just behind the children. Maybe depends. You said 4 carts.
There's 3 carts.
3 carts.
Yeah, you have 2 carts and they have 1 cart.
Okay, so yeah, we could split if you guys are okay with that.
I was actually going to suggest that too.
Cool.
Okay, very good. All right, so extremely good. Okay. All right. Helenta helps you all bring your bags and stuff, and of course the Teamsters are there as well to help with loading and getting all of the things that. So, what are you going to do about Henry?
I think we should keep him on the cart. That I guess Armos is riding in, the one behind the children. That also should have the gift of the barrel of ale that I had for the king.
Okay. It was fine wine, not ale.
Close enough.
And Ricky, you're not inviting Armos, you're not inviting your girlfriend with you?
She has a separate journey to attend to. Am I right?
Oh, yeah.
This is where we part ways, so I'll say a lovely goodbye.
Yes,
and I hope I see her sometime in the future.
Yeah, so she comes to you as you're standing on the dock getting ready, and she just kind of gives you a long hug and whispers to you that she had a great time and she hopes that maybe one day your paths will cross once again.
Sounds good. I won't stop hugging until she stops hugging.
Okay.
Or as she loosens, I'll loosen.
Okay.
Here's looking at you, kid.
She'll come back a full-blown necromancer at level 20. Fuck with her.
We know how they all end up.
Yeah. You know the beginning of Skyrim? You must have hit your head. That'll be me when I die. And she'll be the one reviving me. Must have hit your head pretty hard.
That's right.
Or what is it? Finally, you're awake. That's what it is.
So, You all pile into the cart. You wave your goodbyes. The body of Henry is loaded into a casket and placed on the back cart. And you all start making your way through the city. And let's see. From what you kind of gather, you are about halfway into the city itself, getting ready to start along this main road here, heading out. You're going to be going up this way to Barduk. From there, you'll head across to Moat Shield, and finally Brandcast, and then Chindle itself.
Up and around town.
Yep.
It's a long way.
It is a long journey. But as you make your way into the city, and your Teamsters and the Teamsters in the first wagon pull up in front of the Grand Market in Critwall, and one of them jumps out and looks back in the cart to you, Apton, and says, "Master, we're going to stop here real quick and see about picking up some breakfast and things for. Can we bring you all some stuff as well?"
Now, is the money that I have from Henry's room, was that supposed to cover their costs as well?
No, that's already been paid.
So all that money was just extra?
No. Well, it's supposed to be used as lodging once you get past Chindle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you may need it for lodging and food, because once you leave Chindle, you're really kind of going into the wilds, and it's going to get different.
Okay, because I thought that he was throwing money around left and right for us, buying us lunches and dinners and stuff, so I wasn't sure if that was coming out of this coffer.
Yeah. No, it had already been paid forward when the Teamsters actually got here before you guys did, because they left a couple of days before.
Okay.
Because you all stayed at the hotel the tavern, waiting for the ship to be ready, and they had actually left after they arrived. So that is what is happening. So he asks, is there anything that we can bring you back? Is there something special you would like?
If you wanted to bring a small food tray for us and for the kids and for Armos.
He said, sure, we can, and we're also probably going to pick up some trail rations as well, standard stuff. Make sure that we have something along the road. I'm not really too sure how often we're going to be running into taverns. We may actually have to camp.
Get some Cheetos.
Cheetos.
The puffy kind. And some Chef Boy RD.
Cheetos
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
No, and lots of toilet paper.
Okay, so they spend probably about 20 minutes gathering food and beverages and things of that nature from the market. And so within a half hour, they're already back, and you all are starting to make your way down the cobblestone roads of Critwall. And you're munching on sourdough rolls and things of that nature, and honey butter, and cheese, and bacon.
Apple butter?
I'm sorry?
Apple butter?
Honey butter.
Honey butter.
No, apple butter's for the Southerners. Let's go.
Yeah. Love me some apple butter. Yeah.
Apple butter and real butter and bread.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah.
That'll
Cool.
sustain me for a week.
Cool thing about being in southern Appalachia is that people actually make their own apple butter in their backyards here. I love it. It's insane.
That's crazy.
It's wonderful. Just yeah.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, for those people not living in northeastern Tennessee, you're missing out. They do some neat stuff here. Yeah.
That and the whiskey.
Yep, that and that and the other stuff. So, all right. So you start traveling and you make your way out of the city and crossing the border here. Now it's right now there. As you can see, this is like a red border, so it's actually a disputed border. So you all kind of have papers that you have to show at certain checkpoints along the border here at the Critwall Bridge.
I'm sure I've got those from being in Henry's room.
Yeah. You were able to actually collect all of the traveling papers. So as you approach this bridge, you see that it is heavily manned on both sides. You do see troops from Shield Lands on one side, and of course, Furiondi troops are on the other. You show your papers to a sergeant who is standing at the south side of the bridge. He looks over your papers and looks over the occupants of the cart. You also see that Helenta also produces a scroll from what you gather is probably some sort of travel documents to show the sergeant. He looks at it and immediately returns it to her. And you all are allowed to cross the bridge. On the other side, you were again stopped by soldiers and asked to present your credentials. Which it goes pretty quickly. It doesn't seem like there is much hostility, but there is definitely a heightened presence. And so you continue your way past the Critwall Bridge, and then your next step will be at Iberin, which is actually a full day's trek away. Now, if you notice, though, on the map, once you get through Iberin, all of this is wilderness. You are looking.
Can we zoom in on it?
No, unfortunately, this is as far I can zoom in as possible.
Gotcha.
It would be kind of really neat if we could. Maybe that's something.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something I can. Well, maybe what we need to do is I need to reach out to Anna and ask her. It said, "Hey, is there a better map I should be using?"
Make it zoomy zoom.
Yeah,
little more.
I'm almost sure she has a map that is probably like right down to like these little tributaries and stuff. I wouldn't doubt it. I've been on her her Patreon page, and I've seen some of her stuff, and it's like, this is insanity.
Yes.
Yes. It's kind of neat. So so maybe next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'll have a different map to use. That'd be fun. All right. So like I said, you're going to be traveling. Like I said, this road right here is pretty well traveled. You do see a lot of foot traffic and horse traffic, but you feel that probably once you're in Iberin, you are going to see a marked slowing of fellow travelers along that road to
We're going to see Mark?
I'm sorry?
We're going to see Mark?
So along your travels and everything, you notice Athena, you are sitting with the kids and Helenta, and they are, of course, playing little games and telling stories and keeping you entertained as well as themselves. Armos, you strike up a conversation with the Teamsters that you are you're with, and so Apton, you do as well. But you can hear every once in a while peals of laughter and merriment coming from the center, the center cart. So you're kind of feel like you're kind of left out, and it's like, sounds like they're having fun.
I'll have my light crossbow loaded though,
Okie dokie.
just in case we run into anything.
Anything untoward. Right. So you continue along on your trek. Is there anything you want to do while you are on the trek? Because most likely, once you get past the bridge at Critwall, it's going to be getting close to darkness, and you're going to have to actually, right here at this crossroads, you will probably end up making camp off the road there.
Probably just cry.
I'm sure we've got all the things to make a camp, so no, it's not like we got to find twigs and wood on the way up.
Right. That is true too. So as it starts getting closer and closer to twilight, you see that dark, threatening clouds are moving in from the north. And one of the Teamsters on your cart, Apton, looked back and said, Father Apton, it looks like we're going to be in for some rough weather, probably here within the next hour and a half or so. Do you mind if we go ahead and sort of break and make camp?
I would say that is probably the best idea. No point in waiting until the last minute to be prepared.
All right. Excellent.
Should also prepare for hags.
What was that?
Is it cumulonimbus cloud, or is it we getting green hags?
Yeah. So we should probably prepare for green hags too, because that's what the storm was what brought
those
us.
Green hag clouds? No. Yeah, they're your standard storm cell, thunderstorm cell type. You can see flashes of lightning going from cloud to cloud, and you start to see that you're probably about an hour and a half out. So the carts pull off to the side, and the Teamsters set it up so that they're kind of like in a triangle, and they break out oiled cloth and stretch it from one cart to each cart. So it's a very large piece of cloth, of oiled cloth, which is waterproof. And so you now have, it's sort of almost like a tent in a way, but it's being supported by the carts, the tops of the carts.
It's an outdoor fort.
Kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
It does provide a little bit of protection. It definitely provides protection from the storm, and also a little bit of protection from the wind, but it also keeps the carts pretty close together, and they also have a way of being able to, because it's so big, you can put people under like one part of it, and then you could actually unhitch the horses and have them also undercover. So that's kind of nice. And it also keeps everything in the cart dry.
Cool.
Which is important. So
Dry documents are the best documents.
yes, dry documents are the best documents. So the Teamsters, once they get the carts in position, two of them are doing the oiled cloth tarp, And the other ones are heading out and collecting twigs and branches and things, dry twigs and branches for a fire. And it takes them probably about 20 minutes to gather enough kindling and logs to be able to make a suitable suitable fire. Once they do that, they get everybody, of course, under the tarp. They lay out mats and things of that nature for you to rest upon. You could actually even still probably sleep in a cart if you wanted to. Yeah, probably. Yeah, it may get a little wet, but it won't be like soaking or anything like that. But most likely everyone's going to probably be on the ground.
It won't be as wet as I was on the boat.
No. You in the boat.
Me? Venus?
No,
Oh,
stop.
Okay.
Shh.
Good times. Good
Good times, yes. Okay.
Do we have tents on the ground, or is it just sleeping bags?
No, you have sort of like a type of sleeping mat that keeps you off the ground itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
The cart sounds better to me. The storm sounds like it's going to be a little intense.
Yeah. Probably so.
Intense.
No.
Yeah, no,
Intense.
that's
Oh my god.
I'll take a break now.
Yeah. Yeah, we might need an intermission. Yeah, so that
I can hang myself.
yeah.
I'll just put a timer on for 10 minutes.
So
Put
that
myself in timeout.
so that Ricky can, sort of come to
Stop
grips
it.
with what he's done.
Stop it. Get help, as
Stop
Michael Jordan would
Get
say.
help. All right. So, the Teamsters come to and said, Father Apton, I believe we have enough Teamsters here to be able to cover watches and everything. Are you okay with that, or did you have any specific requests before we have everyone bed down?
Well, I figure if we can split it up into 3 different watches, you could have one of each of us in one of each watch, just to make sure everything goes according to plan.
He readily agrees, and he says, "No, it's a great idea, sir. Thank you. Yeah, we can split that up, so that everyone at least gets between 6 and 8 hours of sleep. Should be fine. The horses will be nice and rested as well. We can definitely do that." So, who wants to take first watch?
I'll go ahead and take first, because I don't have any sort of night vision, and that way I get some daylight to my watch.
Okay. Who's taking second watch?
Do we think that there's going to be a more riskier time to stand watch?
Not necessarily.
I can do second watch.
Okay. And then it looks like, Athena, you're pulling the morning shift, that darkness before the dawn
that works.
ship or shit. Shit. That was good. Shift.
Nice slip there.
Yeah, nice. You get the shit
You get-
detail. Yeah.
You get the night shit.
Nah, that's only after you've had Taco Bell.
That's
The
literally
bell.
me. That's my job.
Okay, so Apton, you and 2 of the other Teamsters are setting up. They're tending the fire. Everyone else is bedding down, getting prepared to have a nice sleep. And you look around. and probably probably about the middle part of your shift is when the storm actually hits. At first, you had that initial feeling of the wind kind of picks up. You have like a down. It's the COVID, folks.
Sorry about that.
Kicking ass.
I thought I was muted.
Okay, so you get a really a forceful downdraft of wind right before the rain hits, and at first it comes down pretty steadily, and then it's followed up by hail, about like golf ball size hail.
Oh,
and
man.
you're like going, ooh, this doesn't look good. Hail is usually not a good sign. The wind has picked up, but it doesn't seem to be. The horses are a little skittish with the bright flashes of light every once in a while, but the tarp seems to be holding fast. So, as you continue on your watch and kind of looking around, and also the temperature drops probably about 5 degrees.
Yeah, my ex is getting close. And she's angry. Meanest, I didn't mean it.
That's right. She was your ship bay or whatever you called it.
Boat bay.
Boat bay. That's
Sea
it.
wife.
Sea wife. Your own sea
base
hag.
boo.
Yeah.
Base boo is the one that you call it on land, and boat bay is
Boat bay.
you're out.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Is that new Navy terminology?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We didn't hear it from me though.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. So, your shift ends, Apton, and so begins Armos's.
Yay.
Yeah, okay. And at this point in time, the storm has continued to rain, but the hail is no longer a factor. Still, you have lightning, but you can tell that the main part of the storm is still moving south, and that you believe that you are out of the major part of this. The fire is still going. You're able to keep it. You and your teamsters are able to keep it going. And as you get closer and closer to midnight, you hear the rumble of thunder off to the north again, as you believe a second cell is starting to make its way.
Oh, hail, a second sail.
And again, make a perception check.
Yeah, damn. Shane didn't get a perception check. 12.
12. You start to notice that, again, the temperature has dropped another couple of degrees as you bundle your robe and cloak around you. You see that the teamsters with you are fighting off the sleep, and they're rubbing their hands together and trying to keep warm by the fire as they start bundling up.
Ice, baby. Yeah. So I'm gonna ask the teamsters if this is normal weather patterns for the area.
One of them looks up to you and says, well, Master Armos, it does happen. We're right at the edge of springtime, and we do get some torrential rains here. Of course, it'll of course slack in the summer, growing seasons and things, but we are definitely in our wet time. So, yes, unfortunately, this is nothing out of the ordinary.
Okay, very well.
So as you you start to feel that the rain starts now picking up again, the wind starts picking up again, and you just have this uneasy feeling that you're not really too sure you can put your finger on it.
Can I do a knowledge nature check on this storm to see if it's a natural occurring storm?
You don't really feel it's a nature issue. You feel that the storm is right, but you're thinking that this you just have this feeling that you're being. Make another perception check. Let's see if you can pull us. Wow, you are very unperceptive.
I'm just getting cold. I just want to go home.
Right. So as you're sitting there kind of wondering what is happening, you hear the sharp rap of like something wooden hitting the side of one of the carts. And you see the horses kind of start with the sharp rapping sound. And then you hear a voice over the rain. It said, Hey, anyone home?
Yes. Who's there?
I'm just a traveler like yourself, sir. Just a traveler like yourself, looking for some place to sit till the rain passes.
How do I detect if he's lying? What is that? Investigation?
You could do an insight check.
Yeah,
Insight.
You're not really too sure how to take him. You can hear that he's definitely
Cockney.
Yeah. For those people who are watching from Britain, I'm sorry.
Not as sorry as Dick Van Dyke.
Oh.
So
is that Mary Poppins?
I'll go with my better nature and
tell him to move the hell along.
No, I'll say you can come in, but any funny business, and I'll end you.
He's like, okay. I'm pretty sure I don't have any funny business. Yes. So, am I clear to make my way between the carts? I don't want to be, sliced in two or anything.
Very well.
All right.
You may enter.
You see this person sort of hunch over and move under the tarp, and as he does so, as he appears into the light, he pulls his hood back, and you see that it appears to be a Kenku. His
giant bird.
Yeah, it's a
Interesting.
And he bows low and he takes off his backpack and he sort of just let it falls to the ground, and he bows in front and to you and the Teamsters, and he said, Thank you so much for allowing me to take just a bit of rest here. The wind and the rain was definitely having at me out there.
What is your name, good sir?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Yes. My name is Jonathan.
Nice to meet you, sorry.
Nice to meet you, Jonathan.
And you are?
My name is Armos, and we are traveling here with many company. And this storm caught us off guard.
Yes, as it did me. If you don't mind, I'm going to just sort of warm up and dry off by the fire really quick. I don't mean to be any trouble. I did bring my own food, and I'll be more than happy to share if you are in need. I just really kind of need a place to lay me beak and, And like I said, I'll be completely out of your way. I'm just hoping that the rain will end quickly, and then I will definitely be on my way.
Very well. I'll just be standing watch here if you need me.
Oh, perfect. So you see he opens up his pack, and he starts to bring some, it looks like to be wrapped food. And he's looking at it and checking it under the light, and he's like, oh, damn. It's gone bad. And he's like, no. See, sir, it's gone moldy. Damn. Oh, well. So he just sort of lays it off to the side, and he breaks out a cask. Looks to be more of a wineskin than anything. And he says, well, at least I know this didn't go bad. And he pops the cork, and he takes a little bit of swig of it and goes, that'll warm me right up. And he looks over it and he says, gentlemen, want to give it a go?
We will err on the side of caution just because of what we've endured, but I appreciate the offer.
He looks at you and he says, "Oh, no, totally understand. I don't know your story, but I'm sure it's I'm sure it's interesting. Once again, said, but could I trouble you so much? My food has went bad. Do you happen to have some bread or anything like that?"
Yes, we can share rations with you. But if you don't mind, can I have you wear this for me, and I'll take off the necklace that I was wearing with the gem, and I'll say, may I have your arm, please? Or your hand?
He sort of reaches out a taloned hand and says, I suppose. And he's kind of skittish about it.
This will detect whether you are good, neutral, or evil. Is that okay with you?
Oh, okay. Oh, sure. No problem whatsoever. And he readily takes it from you, and he fastens it around his neck. And as he does so, you notice that the gem casts a very bright yellowish glow.
Very well. That calms my nerves very well.
He says, oh, what an interesting trinket. And he hands it immediately back over to you. He readily takes the proffered rations, and he sits there and chews upon them a little bit, and every once in a while taking a drink from his flask. And he strikes up a conversation with you and says, so, Master Armos, where are you headed?
We are headed north on a diplomatic journey.
Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, is it exciting? Is it death-defying?
Well, it has been exciting so far, but unexpectedly exciting. It was supposed to be a normal mission. How about you? Where are you headed?
I am actually headed to Greyhawk itself.
Wow, that's where we came from.
Ah, well, very interesting. I'm coming from the north, and you are coming up from the south, and we have just fortuitously met each other along this rain-soaked road.
I'm glad that we are here to provide you with a little bit of hospitality, because it has been very hostile towards us in our journey.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Are you in any danger?
No. No danger.
Just
trouble.
Just trouble. Oh,
just trouble.
Well, trouble is enough, I'm sure. And he says, well, let's see. I am on a trade mission, actually. from the Shield Lands, and I am heading to Greyhawk. So, hopefully, my trek will be very profitable for myself and for my benefactors, and I am super glad to have met you.
It was a pleasure meeting you as well. What items are you trading over in Greyhawk?
And so he goes back to his pack and he opens up some things, and he has two just absolutely beautiful silver coffers. And he says, I'm a silversmith by trade, and I think you will find these very, very interesting. And he hands one over to you.
And I'll take it and look at it.
Okay. You take a look at and you can definitely see there is a level of craftsmanship that you have not seen before. And you're thinking, wow, this is really good. This is exceptional. And he sees you sort of admiring, his handiwork, and he says, yes, it takes a pretty steady hand and also the ability to work with the heated metals, but I think I've got it down. I know that there's definitely a market for these types of things, so I'm hoping that I'll get a chance to turn a profit, be able to head home and continue on with maybe more of a larger scale production. I have some associates who want to come on board with me to make these very accessible. And he just chuckles. He's like, and he chuckles in sort of a cawing noise. I need Athena and Apton to make a perception check. Athena, 17. Very good.
I CP boy.
Yes. Okay, so Athena, you hear like the caw of like a raven or a crow or something, and it sort of wakes you from your slumber. As you open up and you just let an eye open very carefully, you see that there is, through the firelight, you see a very large person who looks like a large black raven is sitting across the fire from Armos. And you see Armos is holding a very beautiful silver box.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a very expensive box.
I'll sit up and say, what's that?
Oh. Hi, Athena. I'll show it to her. This is handmade by this gentleman here. His name is Jonathan.
He said, "It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, miss. So, yes, I'm a silversmith, and I make these boxes. And I fortuitously found your little encampment along the road in the storm, and Armos here has taken me in and given me a nice warm seat by his fire."
And while we're chatting, I am keeping an eye out on the storm and my surroundings.
Mm-hmm. You notice that ever since Jonathan has came into your little tent area, that you can still hear peals of thunder, but it seems that the rain has stopped. You still see the flashes of light, but it looks as though, or it seems that you don't hear rain battering against the oiled cloth.
Cool.
Has the storm moved on yet?
It seems like it's all around you, but even the wind has died down.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So I'll ask Jonathan how long it took him to make these.
Oh, that one particular box there was about a week's worth of work.
Very cool. How do you go in heating up the metal? And I'll ask him how.
Oh,
You know.
I have a forge and a crucible that I use to actually melt down the silver, and then I use inlays and things of that nature and carve out the actual pieces of individual pieces of silver.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Looks very beautiful.
He says, you know what, Armos, being that you were so kind in allowing me to rest here a while, why don't you keep that box?
Really?
Yes, I am totally sure of it, and thank you.
Okay. Is there a distinguishing mark on these that is your signature I could look for in the future?
Oh yes, if you turn it upside down, you'll actually see my inscription there.
Very nice.
You need to make a religion check.
Uh-oh, this is where shit gets crazy. 16.
16. You've seen this symbol before. It's not like a smith's mark or something like that. It's more, you believe it to be very near what the symbol of Pelor looks like.
Pelor. And I'll ask him further about that. Very unique. What does this symbol mean?
Oh, that's that's just my personal symbol.
I'll ask him. It resembles Pelor. Does it have any correlation to that?
You see like his eyes sort of sparkle for a moment, and he says, "Ah, you are very perceptive." And you also notice that his accent changes.
Ooh.
You're very perceptive indeed, sir.
So, what is the religion of Pelor? If you don't mind me asking.
Okay, so you're asking the DM?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Well, let me see if I can find some information for you so I can drop it on you. Hopefully.
I don't like that he just changed. He just I'm a different person. You can't. I got to alignment check you again? You just terramorphed on the inside?
Pelor is the god of the sun, light, strength, and healing. He is known as the Shining One and the Sun Father. He is known as the creator of much that is good. His holy symbol is a face and a sun.
Yep.
Cool. So, like Teletubbies?
No. So as you're sitting there, you make both you and Athena need to make a perception check.
I swear to God, if he turns into a chicken or something.
With advantage. Because you're
Perception.
literally staring right at him.
Literally.
Literally.
I'm trash. A 6 and a 5. Yeah. A 9 and
Wow.
11.
So
We're
you are just concentrating too hard on him.
We're concentrated on the silver.
As you're watching him, he just sort of chuckles a little bit. But as he chuckles, you can actually, it looks as though his face is changing. And soon you realize that the illusion of the bird, of the Kenku, is now gone. And standing in front of you, or sitting in front of you across from the fire, looks to be a human male. and his eyes are like gold light. And he says, "Ah, so you have figured me out, Armos."
Gotcha.
Said,
I
well,
told you no funny business.
"Oh, I understand, I know. But every once in a while I come down to this realm and I find people who are worthy. People who are kind, who are nice, and are willing to take someone in from the storm. And you, Armos, are very fortunate that I was here and you were the one who accepted me." He said, "Yes, you keep that silver box." And he says, "Well, thank you very much for sharing your food and sharing your fire and letting me sit and sort of pass the time with you and share one of my gifts." And he stands up, and as he does, you can see that he doesn't really touch the ground, but now his cloak is of white and yellow, and it's bright, and the whole tent is filled with this light. And Atmos, you need, or Apton, you need to roll perception again with advantage.
Do you perceive the sun that just appeared out of nowhere? Like an LED light times
Holy
7?
mackerel. Okay, so yes, the bright light that is now emanating from inside the tent is waking everyone up. And you see some of the Teamsters are clutching amulets that they have held under their, they're on necklaces, and are bowing low before this Jonathan. And he says, "Again, thank you so much for everything that you've done for me this evening."
I'll roll a religion check.
Okay.
Because I'm not aware of what's going on.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of woke up and you're like, "What the deuce?
Who lit a sun rod in the fucking tent?"
So,
yeah.
Brian, I think you need to look up Regular Show Gary. There's a character named Gary from Regular Show that you need to see.
Okay. Regular Show Gary?
You just described this guy to me.
Really?
This is who is in front of me.
Okay. I'm gonna have to look it up.
If you knew who the character was, you'd be dying.
Oh, okay.
Because he appears as something else, and then all of a sudden he turns into this guy that plays a synthesizer, but he's like a god. He floats. He's got blonde hair.
Mm-hmm.
His eyes are gold stars. Dude, literally what you just described to me.
Cool.
It's funny.
Okay, I'll have to check it out. What is
For
it?
all the regular show fans.
What? Regular Show Gary?
Yeah, Regular Show.
Okay.
Is the name.
Okay, I'll have to take a
Gary.
look at it.
That's
All right,
funny.
so he's now standing in front of you, and he thanks you again for your hospitality and kindness and letting him in. And he says, "Whenever you find yourself in the center of the storm, I want you to open up that box."
Okay.
Okay. And so as he does so, he looks around to everybody, and anyone who is suffering from any injury or is immediately healed. And
+1.
just as quickly as he does so, the light vanishes, and so does Jonathan.
Okay, then.
And
I
as
go to
soon as he is gone, the storm literally crashes upon you. The wind is almost hurricane force. It's terrifying.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah.
So he was holding back like a bubble. He was holding
Yes.
back all the elements. That's great. This is great. Now we're going to die. He said, "Get to the center of the storm. We gotta make." Oh, this is great. So is it tearing apart the?
You can. I mean, it's literally lifting the flaps of the tent off, and now you hear people are the kids are screaming, Halenta's screaming, everybody's like panicking.
So do we open the box now?
No. When we get to the center of the storm, it was his only thing he said to do.
This isn't the center of the storm.
No. Yes.
Okay.
I don't like this.
So we have to wait for the calm.
Well,
yeah.
I was just saying that the winds are that strong. I'm not saying that this is a hurricane.
Oh, okay.
Rock you like a hurricane.
Will we be able to weather this storm?
You don't think you're going to be able to.
Shit.
Can we try and retie down all of the
Yep, you can
things?
attempt
to. So there were 2 storms, right?
Yeah, it was like two bands of thunderstorms.
Interesting. I feel like the storm is not natural because you were lying to me, and we have to find the center of the storm. So, can I do? I'm gonna deliberate with Apton here with knowledge arcana. Can we know if this is a spell of some sort? I feel like he's testing us. Apton.
I'll go ahead and try and do a knowledge arcana and see if anything seems sus to me.
Okay.
I got a 5, so forget about that. It's you or it's nothing.
Better, but not best.
No.
Jesus Christ.
So as everyone is trying to tie down stuff, you hear the Teamsters are, let's say, open the box, open the box. We're not going to be able to hold this much longer.
But we're not in the center of the storm yet. Unless this is the center of the storm.
Well, one of the other Teamsters said, how would you know?
If it's a regular storm, it's not a hurricane, then
the center would be the worst part.
Yeah, the center would be the worst part.
Yeah, you now hear this horrible, horrible sound. Like you can hear it sounds as though trees are being ripped up out of the ground. The wind is literally howling.
I'm gonna open the box.
A hurricane?
So what are you gonna do?
I'm opening the box.
Okay. As soon as you open the box, it is like there's nothing. The wind stops. The rain stops. The sound stops. Everything stops.
I'm gonna walk outside and see what's going on.
Okay. As soon as you open the flap and walk out, you realize that as lightning is shooting through the sky and you are in this protective cone.
Cool.
You can see that there are literally trees bouncing off of this more like a sphere, not a cone, that is surrounding your camp.
Cool. This is like Halo 3 force field shield stuff going on. I like it.
I wonder if this is a one-time use thing or multiple use.
We'll see, but I'm gonna hold it above my head and say thank you, Jonathan.
All right. So
impressive.
Yes, you come back in. The silver box is still sitting there, open, and everybody is like extremely calm and like, they finally get a chance to breathe, and And that is where we're going to end it tonight.
All right. Thanks, Jonathan.
Yeah. So what'd you guys think?
I think Jonathan's a butthole because he both brought the storm and gave me the thing that, like, what?
Maybe
Like
he didn't actually bring the storm. He just knew the storm was coming and wanted to see if you would give him hospitality so he would protect you if you did.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I feel like if he's a demigod and he can defy the storms.
Yeah, sometimes the gods come down and find those who are worthy and who are good and bestow gifts upon them.
I just feel like he's fucking with me, but I'll take it.
I think he's screwing with us. All right.
I don't have any faith, but my character does, so that's all that matters.
All right. So, all right. Well, very good. This is, once again, this is the Mystic Syndicate. This is the end of our 5th session, coming back off of COVID for 2 of our people. And other than the fun coughing fit that Shane went through, man, that sounded so bad, and I felt so bad for you hearing it. I'm like going, oh,
I felt bad.
I'm cringing.
Yeah, so imagine like, hey, let's go take Bravo. You want us to go to Bravo? Is that what you said? Hold on.
No, it's Charlie because I'm coughing. Don't you know that?
Yeah. Alrighty, guys.
He had his microphone muted most of this time, but he's still got a really bad cough, and it was that cough multiple times this evening.
Ooh.
His cough makes his cough worse.
Ooh. It's so rough to listen to you, but I'm really glad you're feeling better, and I'm glad you're back. So, guys, we're going to do this again next week for more fun and adventure. And so, guys, y'all want to say goodnight?
Buenos
tardes.
Or good morning if you're watching this on YouTube in the morning.
Yes. It'll actually be tomorrow evening is when this will premiere on YouTube. Because unfortunately, I am still working as I have a real job. I know it's terrifying.
What?
I know. Everybody wants me to just get rich and retire, but that ain't gonna happen. So I could do this full time, which would be really weird. One more thing, guys. Does anyone here has ever played Fallout 76?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay, I'm playing this crazy game. I may end up actually doing a stream on it just because I'm having a blast with it. It's a post-apocalyptic sort of thing, Fallout. It's really pretty decent, so maybe that will appear on as a stream sometime, maybe during the week or something. I don't know. I got to sit down and play with it, see what it does.
Yeah, I followed the game, and when it released, it was unplayable. That's how buggy the game was.
Yep.
And then after they patched the bugs, they introduced sort of a pay-to-progress system that wasn't there before. And I was like, wow, you both made the game better and made it the worst thing ever.
Well,
wow,
it's not that bad. I was able to pick it up on Steam, and I'm really enjoying it. It's a lot of fun, but you may get to see it, and if and the nice part is that you can cooperative play and stuff like that. So if anyone feels so inclined, maybe we can get a team together and kill mutants and dodge nuclear explosions. Which seemed to happen an awful lot in that game.
Yeah.
People getting nuked. All right, guys. Well, have a good night, and we will see you
do the
next
same.
week.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.